Yeah, gotta get it. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yes, sir. All right, kill that. We're here with the man, Joseph DeLong, G.I. Joe. Anybody call you G.I. Joe? That's probably cheesy.
No, not for a while.
You are a military guy, though.
That's true.
You're like a military cypherpunk, though, right? Like the military taught you about large systems and their, I don't know. I've talked to you on PMFers before. Get back over here.
Yeah. Oh, when I move it around, it moves it around for you too?
Oh, yeah. Everybody sees it. Everything is. Okay. And even like your little clicks cause like a little ripple. Everyone sees your cursor. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We've got like a multi-sig here. If we wanted to deploy a multi-sig across Robinhood and go buy some.
Let's deploy a token right now.
We could. Let's not. It will dilute the other tokens that are already more important or less important, depending on your point of view. Okay, so I mean, like, let's tap on that military learning thing real quick. Like,
yeah, sure.
I feel like I'm going to bring up a couple of your tweets because your tweet game is by far my favorite part about you. You were such a good shit poster. Even Claude, when I was backstage talking to Claude about like what should we ask you, he's like, he's a shit poster. Just let him run. And I'm like, I agree. But I remember one time you tweeted about like a fucking shoelace or like a bag as a belt or something like that. You were like making the point of like how fucking poor you were going into the military and how like things have changed and how hard you work and like being here for the cypherpunk ideals. I don't know. Double tap on any of that, but I think it's a good intro.
Yeah, I was incredibly poor, like maybe destitute, but I didn't realize that at the time that I was like, I couldn't even afford to get a belt at Walmart, and I wound up using like a trash bag, or not a trash bag, like a Walmart bag as a belt. It would go in between two loops. This works really well, actually, if you ever are in this situation, just like kind of tie two belt loops together. Like I was like, the reason I had tied belt loops together is because I was losing weight because I wasn't eating. Yeah,
exactly. That says a lot there in that one statement. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Great intro. Okay, first thing I want to do, I want to share a couple tweets. By the way, you can share too. There's like a little share screen boy right here. Yeah. But let me share. I wanted to share. Let me find it. There is this tweet. Shit, I don't even know. Let's see if maybe I share the whole window. Hold on. I think it's this whole window here.
All right.
This is my Twitter, but what I want to share is a couple specific tweets from you. Let me get it a little bit thinner so it shows more. Okay, first tweet is this one. One thing I really like about AI is it lets me scratch my itch on a bad idea, and after I've scratched it, I'm done. I resonate with this so hard. Like, there are so many little things as an idea guy or as a product creator that I want to create that like either I've got to go down a 2-month rabbit hole or someone else has to go down a rabbit. No, not anymore. You just like vibe code it and get out of the way. And a lot of times they're retarded. And you're like, man, I'm glad I didn't spend 2 months on that. Like, I'm glad I just vibe coded and got out of the way.
Totally. There's like a ton of stuff like that. Like I think the last one was I was like I wanted to do token balances for time indexing. So like as the balance varies for the token per user, that we kind of like keep like a time series of that change. I spent like 2.5 hours putting together like the indexer, the contracts, and like kind of like start indexing and then getting it all caught up. And then I was like, that's a bad idea because like it's like it was just like something that was stuck in my head, but it was like something that was broadly available, and I like literally shut it all down. Like I was like the idea that had been stuck in my head for a long time. I built it, was like I was done by like 11, and was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. That was a bad idea.
Exactly, and this is cool. You're like a mechanism designer too. So and I say this on a lot of my podcast, but like the building of the code was always a means to the end. I wanted to create the thing. Yes. A lot of times, like you have the idea stuck in your head and you can't see the counter example or the reason why not to. Mm-hmm. As soon as you build it and you put it in your hands, it's clear to you why it was a dumb idea in the first place. But you've got to get to the point where you have it in your hand and you have that like the end of the means. I guess I don't know. We're really 100%. Making means meet. Make ends meet. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Now, the next tweet. Okay. So this was June 10. You were talking about how AI lets you scratch itches. Then we've got July 31st. I'm going to have to lose sleep on a weekend for another side project. You had an itch that you wanted to scratch. This was you. This sad. You were imagining future you. I'm going to go fuck around on Robinhood with some on-chain order book shit. It's going to be no one's going to care. You were thinking about how sad it was. I could be spending time with my kids. Dad, and you spend lots of time with your kids. But this, I can also really, really resonate with this human here, this little character. Yeah,
dude. That was like Deep State was already like built. And this is like also another like builder problem where it's like we building to 90 or 80% and we're like, oh dude, it's done. I'm gonna slap this shit together in 5-10 minutes. I'm like, this thing's gonna be live. I was at that like 80-90% time, and I was like, oh okay, I had a lot going on, and I'm gonna like try and get this thing like up and deployed, and I had so much more work to do. I've been obsessed with this idea of like the radix tree matching since Joseph Kuhn did his talk at Stanford Blockchain Conference.
I was there. I watched the talk.
Insane design. I still fucking like I would think about this design all the time. And this is like, his talk was like really pre-AI. It like, ChatGPT 3 was out and everything, but it was not a time when like you couldn't just like tell it to start building stuff and give it like really clear or complicated instructions.
November 2025 was the turning point there with Opus.
Yeah, when you could just be like, do it. And then it's somebody, or like the thing, what does it say? Do whatever you want or whatever. What does it say for is it Claude? It's either Claude or Codex. I don't remember. One of them is just like, it says do anything. Yeah. Yeah. But they're So I was obsessed with the idea. I had worked on it a few times. It took hand iteration, like to implement. And even when you did, there's just so many edge cases, accounting. But the primitive, like I say, like the core of the design is very simple in shape, which is another thing that I love. I love like simple systems that are like have less and less parts. And so like I kind of like been obsessed with this. I told people when I launched Deep State, they'd be like, oh, that's the idea that you were telling me about, like this party or this like conference, and you would come and talk to me and you told me about it. And let's watch the order book. This is crazy.
This thing here, right?
Yeah,
this is the thing we want to see. But this chart is so beautiful also. Like this is so pretty. Like it's like 2-bit. You made it black and white. Like there's something really charming about this too. But yes,
that's my favorite.
Let's watch a tree. Okay, so the Radix tree. I don't know. I feel like Joseph's talk was very academic, and I have to say that I was like, why the fuck would you put an order book on chain? And in 2023, when he was talking about it, like it was too expensive to put an order book on chain. Right. Some things have happened since then, but the cool thing about the Radix tree is it gives you boundedness, right? Like when you think of an order book,
so it's a log n algorithm where like most matching is like n squared or n factorial, and so they bound it to log n, which gives us like then the other bind is n is bound to 64 because that's your tree depth.
And for the retards, basically, like in an order book, like there can be massive amounts of buys and sells in that order book, and a shitload of people putting a shitload in. And then to search over that whole space, you have to look at all of them and compare each of them to each other, and that gets very expensive. So what this structure does really nicely is it sort of sorts them into this tree with a bounded depth, which means you only have to use so much gas always. And if you were to put something on chain like this and you would have it like linear and you had to search all of them, then what would happen is all these orders would work at first, but then all these orders would come in, and then all of a sudden your front end would start dying because it's got to do so much searching. And then anytime you actually hit the order, it's got to do the searching on chain, and it's just like gnarly. But this nice tree gives you straight to the best price, which we can see. This is the best sell price, and this is the best buy price, I think, or maybe I said it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And another really interesting thing, going back to you being a very good mechanism designer, you have a token emission system that goes out only to the guy holding this one piece. Mm-hmm. So basically, you've created an incentive structure to find the best buy and the best sell price and only incentivize that one guy. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. That was like one of the last things that I added was I knew that I needed some sort of like mechanism here. I also was like, really, I'm like, being in building stuff all the time, I'm obsessed with like not doing purpose-built things. And so what I added into the core contract is called Deep State V1.
There was something just happened. Something's happening.
You can see come in and match. It depends on like what the activity is looking like. Sometimes it's just like it goes crazy. Somebody just filled the whole tree.
Reorg the tree.
But like I added a hook, and I really thought about the mechanism of like what I wanted to see, which is like the hook for the top bid, top ask. And then I would have it do a generic call out. Like you could just basically apply you could say you basically specify the hook for the book, and then that pool book like calls out to the hook rewarder and says, okay, this is the new top bid, this is the new top ask. And then the rewarder has its own mechanisms, which is like two parts. One, a log curve. Love log curves, of course. It has a log curve of emissions for deep, and then it has a linear scaling for the bid size or bid ask size. So bid ask size is both of them are basically approaching $1 million per size, and so to maximize your like deep farming, you need to kind of like also increase your size. And then the calculation for is like rear looking size and time that you were in that position. And so it's
not
like
just knowing the best buy and sell price, but sizing up as you go. Your little size yesterday is not size enough to get enough farming tokens today.
Right. Exactly.
Dope.
Yeah. So okay. It's like it's really cool. I'd like the core mechanism is really simple, but I would say like one of my favorite highlights is the way we do what I call like flash accounting, in that we kind of like do, because it's a singleton contract, we do all of the accounting up front, and then at the end it's like you just pay out net, which allows us to also apply fees only to takers. So market makers come in, they create orders, cancel orders or whatever, they don't pay any fees. and then takers, when they come in and they take an order like through a swap or whatever, they pay like a 10 basis point fee.
Dope. Okay. A couple things I want to bang around on. One thing is I had the FWA guy on, Adam Ryanonic, and he was talking about if you want to build a good system, you've got to be playing with a lot of good systems. If you want to write a good book, you've got to be reading good books. If you want to make a good game, you've got to be playing lots of games. Do you consider yourself a player of a lot of games on chain? Like, are you not only just building ideas, but are you messing around a lot with a lot of things? Or I don't know. Would you push back on that?
No, actually, okay. I don't, and he's probably right in that assessment. I think. Okay. I like, for me personally, a lot of what I'm doing here, and this gets like in the token, the guys who are like, trading meme coins or whatever, like this is like throwing holy water on them a lot, because what I want to do is, part of what I'm trying to do is changing the culture, and a lot of like the feedback that I get in like the cabal chats or whatever is they're like, people like to see, I saw same shit. I want to see you do exact same shit that we've seen and know works. Well, if we've seen and know that it works, there's no alpha in that, right? It's like, we saw this when me and like my friends were, launching Based, right? Like we did that, and then it went crazy. And then, somebody launches like a Based style fork, right? This is going back to 2020, and it's not as exciting or fun because it's not new or original. And the same happened, you saw with like DSD, like what were those? You know what I'm talking about? The seniorage, right? Like the thread in summer 2020. There was what was it called? ESD, DSD. And they were doing like this system called seniorage. But after the first one, same with 3.3. There's a great example, probably everybody knows, like Olympus DAO.
Yep.
3.3 came out. Then there was an explosion of 3.3 forks, but it wasn't exciting because it wasn't new and different. And so like I see like when you're building something, you have to build something that is like a little bit breaking the mold.
And trenchers, they see it and it fits the mold enough that they know that it'll go up and down, and they can ride it for an up and down and make some money, but it's not going to rip like crazy because it's something brand new that people want to fuck with.
Yeah, dude, why don't you add liquidity? Because I'm broke just like you, dude. I don't know. Like, wait, I just gave you a token. The token just got emitted for the contract. Like, you want me to also provide you liquidity so that you can sell it back to me? Like, what do you like? Yeah.
But that tells me that providing deep liquidity is probably a fee generating thing right now. You can probably make money doing that, not financial advice.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple more threads I want to pull here. One thing that gets me really excited is the composable nature of building on chain. And when someone builds something really cool, I'm always thinking about, what are the cool things I can build on top of this? What are the cool things I can build on the side of this? Not, can I fork this and do something interesting with it, but what can I build on top of it that's really cool? And I think that there's a mechanism here of bringing the price of NVIDIA on chain 24/7 that is very valuable. You've basically created an Oracle system, or you've incentivized an Oracle system of NVDA, which is like a weird synthetic stock thing already that's kind of confusing. But what do you think of that? How do you feel about that? Is that true? Am I thinking of it correctly? Like, doesn't this enable some neat stuff by bringing this on chain?
Yeah, we definitely will. You definitely will have the price like on chain and available, and depending on how you arbitrage, like it's you're able to get a correct and authentic price for NVIDIA. When I think about building stuff on top, like there's a lot of things that I want to see. One, like I've been like trying to work on. These market makers are so good, and none of them are professional market makers either. I've been like, I can't even farm my own thing, like I don't have any tokens, like I farmed like a little bit like in the beginning, but it was like I could use the UI and stuff, but I can't.
You can't get out ahead of them now.
dude, I've been trying to build a bot. I built like 2 or 3 bots. I'm like on my 3rd iteration. I want to build like, a vault that is like ERC 4626. People can deposit their NVIDIA or USDG, and then have a permissionless vault manager manage the vault. Problem is there's like regular, like not impermanent losses, like losses in that is set up. And so I'm still trying to work through that.
Okay, and you kind of tapped on the second piece, which is market making. And the reason why this system is very valuable to synthetic stock market makers is because that if it was a V3 liquidity pool, when the price changes, basically the bots eat the LP's lunch, and it sucks for you. But if you are a market maker and the price changes, you can instantly change to that price using this system. Am I thinking about that correctly too?
Yeah, it just works just like a traditional order book. It's like, yes, there is still like this race for block space, but it's like I'm not exposed like the way that I'm exposed on when I'm LPing on like Uni is that I'm exposed to price movement in both directions, and it's just a different profile. I think like you can create orders and cancel orders and avoid having to buy or sell another order.
I love the simplicity of it, and it's great that you can do this for NVIDIA. And I'm sure everybody is asking you why not all the stocks on Robinhood, and what would that system look like?
Yeah. Oh, I think
it's
like
coming.
most builders you meet with, we probably have like kind of like weird sensibilities about some things. One of them is like the kind of plurality of stuff that's happening out there that kind of sucks liquidity out. One of them is like Poly market is a great example. It's like there are so many markets with such weak liquidity because there's just so much to participate in that all of the liquidity in the world could go into Poly market, and the markets would probably still be relatively illiquid. Because I can gamble on like what color the tie the person. I'm going to gamble on what the first 2 words of the Fed chairman's FOMC speech are going to be, and so like you're completely saturated. And so like I'm a very focused person, and so that's really the motivation was like I want to win. I know that I can win on one thing, and that was like NVIDIA, and so like definitely going to add something like SPY or Tesla or SpaceX. Some of these like stocks that people really are wanting, that there's a lot of demand for. Definitely going to add one of them, but yeah, it's just I think a matter of time.
Into this current system, like you will go to deep state, you will earn deep, and it will be a different stock. Okay.
Yeah, we have to. So this goes like, okay, so part of like what I built is like very UNC in terms of like design, in that like it was like a fair launch. I didn't take any tokens. Anything that I have, I like farmed. The market, like the entire thing is run by governance. I have no control over anything from the moment that it was launched. Governance opens up in 9 days from now or something, and everything is frozen, immutable. And so when we do add another token, like let's say SPY or SpaceX, something like that, we'll then have to go through governance. Governance controls the ability to add a rewarder, fee switch, fee amount, fee to, deep minting, trying to remember what else. Yeah, I mean that's enough stuff. But like
a handful of different knobs and turns and upgrade mechanisms are all
totally anarchy and chaos. There's no upgrade really. I mean, like you have to deploy.
Oh, I thought you said V2. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I thought when you said V2, I thought that would be like you could put an address in for the next version. There's no upgradability.
Well, there's no upgradability there. There's no upgradability in the contracts. Like after governance opens up, we could deploy another rewarder. We can feed deep into it, and then we can apply it to a new market.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's like, I get my whole experience with like building this too was a lot of my AI warning me governance is going to have complete control over deep minting. Governance could get taken over and they could mint themselves infinity deep. It's like, yeah, they could. Then the experiment's over.
Hell yeah. Cool. Interesting. Scary.
Yeah.
Because
that's
basically the people who are going to govern the platform are the people who are the best at farming the prices. So it's like the people who are best at market making or understanding the market are going to be the ones that control the governance. And really, you want people that understand the mechanisms and humans the most to control those things. But you're leaning back on simplicity and elegance, and I think that's cool. I think that's a neat way to do it.
So I want to say, like, a lot of what I designed has come from like learning from working on Sushi, working on other projects that have like decentralized governance, and I call this design fast governance, because it like kind of evicts bums. It's like the tokens are coming out, and then you get deep. And then it goes into a 4626 vault. So you basically burn your deep to get state. And that ratio starts out at like a 1-to-1. But as people redeem, but all the fees go into the state vault. And so as the fees, as people redeem state for fees, that changes the ratio. So like the ratio is like all deep that's been deposited over all state, that total supply of state equals the conversion rate from deep to state.
Okay, have we hit on all the interesting mechanisms? I feel like the on-chainness, the omissions around getting it correct, and the leading to governance. You talked about deep to state. The fact that it's like an on-chain price, the order book being limited in terms of bounded, I guess. Is there any other mechanism here that I'm missing that is like elegant and worth talking about?
Infrastructure. We're talking about infrastructure?
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll see that this is like really stable, that the prices that are coming through and the charts are like, it's not like slow to load or anything.
I'm not hitting reload over here. Yeah, this
right,
is magic. Yeah.
It's just like so a lot of that starts out with your RPC and then your indexer. I love Ponder. I don't remember who acquired them. Somebody acquired Ponder. I think it was Arbitrum actually. So they're amazing. Their product's amazing. It never got any respect because people kind of like were already, like, the protocols that were live were already committed to like the graph or I don't know what else was out there. There was another one, SubSquid. Anyway, I think that Ponder is far and away the best indexing platform. There just isn't a better one.
It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, so we do that, and then we index, and then all the index data then gets dumped over into Postgres. And then from Postgres, let me mention too, while I'm indexing, I'm building the candles.
Quick fact check for Joseph. It wasn't Arbitrum. The Monad Foundation acquired the Ponder team earlier this year.
Monad.
The whole team joined Monad to work on protocol level tooling, and Ponder stays open source. Amount undisclosed.
Okay, let's talk about building the candles live.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's good fact check. Okay, great. So then the indexer is building each candle as the events are happening. So events are coming through,
like
and then it's
each little buy and sell adjusts that candle.
It's building one candle at a time.
Here,
right?
Like
and so it's
here,
like it's like in
candle.
the pipeline. Yeah. In the pipeline, the candle is like being built. And so really it's just a table of candles. When we go to pull it, we're just like it just like gets pulled. And then the other thing, then the other thing that we did to enhance that a little bit better is that we have Redis cache that sits in front of that. And so now, like when we first started, my alchemy, I spent like $680 on alchemy because I kept blowing through my like.
I've had months like that.
What do you call that? Like where they like your peak throughput or whatever. I blasted my peak throughput, and then I would put in $150, and then I would like trying to work with like codecs at the same time, and like, hey, I need you to fix this thing. With 429s are like popping up back on the indexer, like boom, 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 boom. So I'm like putting in $150. You know, I'm getting my codecs bill, boom. You know, like another like $200 a whack, and then like while I'm doing this, it's like I bought 4 times. 150 each time. Then I had like other like alchemy expenses. It's like I bought it and like the meter, it would be 5 minutes from like the time that I would buy it to like
that's so stressful.
It would just eat it.
Cortisol
and I was like
spike.
trying to fix it and like and the product's live and people are using it, which was like I mean, dude, don't throw at me with a good time. That's the best shit.
Love that. Yeah. Yes. I think you tweeted about that too. There's really no feeling like deploying, but also like live people using your shit and your shit on fire. Like it's such a good problem to have.
Yeah. I wanted to talk, I thought about this because I know this is like a subject matter that is like close to you. I thought about this before I came on, which is like for a builder, there are kind of like 3 like highs. The first one is like, you build the thing and it's in your local and it's end to end, and like you can kind of like get it to work. The
experience.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this is a real thing. And then the next one is you get it live into production, right? Then you have it live into production. It's like it's at like deepstate.sh. You're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then the next one is like, there's someone who interacts with your app that you have no fucking idea who they are. They're interacting with your app just because it's good, just because the economics are aligned perfectly.
Like in the last 24 hours, there's been 11 million USDG that's gone through this side project that you were this guy about and this guy about. Now you're this guy about it, right? Yeah. That is such a magical like step for a builder.
Yeah, it's like and for like the last 3 years we've all been launching stuff to a dead room.
Yes.
Like I launched Untitled to a dead room. It was like there was nobody around.
That was kind of a social network, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like a social network, like I call it like economic Twitter because it was kind of like a
and so I bought some snaps.
Harbor taxes, like get you pushed to the front. And like we've been launching to dead rooms and there's nothing going on chain. And I think that we like turned a corner this week. I was just lucky at the launch time, the chain that I launched at, that sort of stuff. Yeah, right, exactly.
Please, I need a symbol for crossing my fingers. Okay, we got lobster claws. That's good too. But like right now, like we're all doing one of these. Like, come on, hold on,
we can turn this thing around. If they let us do it one more time, everybody's gonna play the game perfectly, right? Right.
Yeah,
right. We're not gonna all lose it all again.
Yes,
like,
you're gonna remember to take profit this time. Yeah. You're gonna remember not to like believe every bullshit thing and ape into stupid things, but ape into the right things because. Yeah. No, I don't think we will, but I hope so. The unk in me says we'll do it right, but.
Right. That's
the child in me says it's
we'll do it right this time. To be honest, like we don't deserve a 4th cycle with our behavior. You know what I mean? Like we deserve a little more time out. But I can't believe that the universe is going to let us go around.
Brother, we've had like 4 or 5, unless you were riding the Solana stuff, last cycle, like we've been out of the game for like 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Like I was gonna make a tweet about, remember when Vitalik tweeted like, but have we earned it? Like we have fucking earned it at this point.
We earned it? Yeah.
We have fucking earned it, man. You don't think so?
No, I just mean I'm talking about like on-chain behavior of like what people are encouraging. Nothing wrong with the little meme coins, little gambling.
Yeah.
Don't kid yourself that is a product.
Don't spend your day in the casino. Spend your Friday night in the casino, but don't spend your Monday morning in the casino.
And it's really sad to see like people that I respect they'll build basically like an infinite casino, and they'll like lie to themselves. Their investors will lie to themselves, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, like this is gaining so much traction. This is a really important invention." It's not, dude. It's bullshit. It's not real. And the biggest indicator
for a builder that deludes your vision is like making money, and you can make money in a bull run with something like that and think that you are a genius and you figure something out, and you can have a great product in a bear market and no one fucking cares. It's such a hard surface to deploy.
Who's it? Like the investor types also say that something similar, which is say like narrative follows price. And so, like, I remember, like, Polymarket for years was like basically a fucking punchline, right? And then Polymarket makes it, and then now everybody's like kind of
Boy,
like,
did they?
Good for them, good for Shane. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yes. Shout out,
because we were all talking about like Futarchy. Vitalik's papers are about like Futarchy or whatever, and then they make it, and then now everybody pretends like they erase the history of like. Where like I bet you fucking Polymarket probably went bankrupt a few times before. They were in it for like 6 years before they saw success.
And then they get vamped by Kalshi.
Yeah, right. That's the tragedy, It's like decentralization is important, and we can build superior products with decentralization with the right structure and infrastructure, but the investor types, they don't care about any of that shit, dude. They care about number go up.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay, there's a couple more threads I want to pull here. One would be your dev stack. When you go to build something, are you? I was joking. Yeah. We are old oil man getting together for a conversation. But are you a Codex? And I was joking too. We are digital oil.
Yeah.
Man. But are you a Codex guy or are you a Claude guy? What's your stack look like?
100% Codex, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I made that switch in May. Okay. I was like all Codex, I was all Claude, and then I made Codex the switch to because I was like, so like somebody like tipped me off, and you know what the funny part about all these like AI things is like when I switched to Claude from Cursor in like, I don't know, November, December.
Yep.
Somebody, if you had have asked me, would I switch off of Cursor, I would have been like, no way, dude. Like, there's like no way I'll ever switch.
Cursor's super unk too. I got to see the code, man.
Right. Yeah. Totally. And then I switched to Claude. And then I was
Opus
like,
4.5.
Amazing. Yep. Yeah. It was like just like I just described the thing and it actually does it, and I don't have to like inspect the code at all.
Huge turning point.
And then I was like, there's no way that like people started talking about Codex. Like, no way I'm gonna use that shit. Like I'm like fully in on Claude. And then I used it and I was like, oh my God, it's so good. It can control your computer. Like, dude, I had it buy me a bike. Like nice. I was like, I want a bike. Yeah. I was like, I want an aluminum frame. I want the most bike that I can get for $300. It did a phenomenal job. And at the end, I was like, oh yeah, give me a coupon code. And it did that too. It's
cheap it up a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Fantastic. And so 100% Codex. And I feel very strongly that I will never, cheat on Codex. But
something hot's gonna come along,
dude.
You know it.
100%. You know,
Yep.
something new is gonna come. I feel like
Yep.
we're at the edge of like, because it's like it still needs input from me. And so I feel like we're kind of at the edge of where it like might start like building stuff on its own. We'll see. But my stack for when I develop is Codex, and then I use Mac OS, of course. And then when I deploy, it's like front end, it's like Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwinds, VM, ConnectKit, Zod, Prisma, Playwright, PNPM, TanStack, and GitHub Workflow. I feel like I can do everything with that. And then I use Vercel for the front end. I use Railway for services, and I use Neon for databases.
Back VM, great stack, beautiful stack.
Yeah.
Let's focus in on smart contracts and testing. Yeah. What did you say?
Oh, Forge Foundry.
Forge and Foundry. Okay.
Yeah. Forge, Foundry, Anvil. Yeah.
That loop. Let's talk about that loop. You and Codex are fucking around with some smart contracts. Are you reading the Solidity deeply? Are you writing the Solidity at all yourself? Or is it like, here's the mechanism I need and go? Like the Radix tree, for instance. Does Joseph's paper do it? What happens?
So Joseph didn't produce a paper. It was just like, I also had AI like transcribe his talk, and then I pulled slides in. I attempted this like 3 or 4 times with like vibe coding it. It doesn't work. I had to really understand it, and then I had to kind of like I didn't build even compiling contracts. I built like the primary loop and kind of like with comments and interfaces that then...
In Solidity though. You wrote Solidity of like the key mechanism that didn't even compile correctly, but that was enough to that the agent's like, okay.
I needed it to do recursion, and it wasn't getting that. It was like kind of like building these like weird, like infinite while loops, which is like, recursion is that, but it's like I needed it to I needed to really do something special. And so
this would be like traversing the tree. You're like looking at a node, is it left or right? And then you call itself on itself when you go left or right, basically.
Right. And then sometimes like you kind of actually need to go one too far. So you need to go further than your depth, then you have to back out, which is then that's like another like different type of loop exit. And then once you get to that right one, then you need to like prune the right. You need to see if that fills 100%, because there's like an edge case where it fills 100% of the order. And then you need to decrement the node that you're on, and then you need to like check if you need more, you need to go left. And like obviously, like if there's a left node and there's like a node, you're going to fill 100% of this, and you need to do a partial fill or whatever. And then you need to like kind of like break loop, and then now we need to go in. If it goes into, if it's a bid, we're matching on the ask tree, and then if it misses or only partially fills, we then have to rest the remainder of the bid onto the bid tree.
And the tree is probably something like a linked list where everything has an ID and you're like accessing them by ID, and there's like not a next and a previous, but like a left and a right.
Yeah, exactly. It's so the root node is address 0, so it's a mapping address 0, and then there's a struct. There's a struct that has left node and right node, which they're both 32 bytes to maximize the storage profile. And this
isn't something you can get out of Open Zeppelin or Solidity. You've got to build this thing yourself. Now, like it will though, right? Like in a year, I bet you see a Radix tree in Open Zeppelin or Solidity because of this. Like this is where it starts.
I would love that, I love the idea of like a self-addressing tree. I think it's so elegant. I've been obsessed with them lately. Is like Elasticsearch is like based around Radix trees as well.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, like it's the reason it's so efficient is because it's self-addressing. So that like if I take the order and I'm going into the tree, like let's say that I'm like you're typing in Austin. When I go like
each key,
U, it like kind of like it goes to like, okay, there's a symbol gold, and then the path is like down to there's like S, and then it's like, okay, maybe Australia, Austin. That's where it comes
from. It's like
from.
quickly,
it's like
iteratively. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because you
I can
front
see the
load all
structure.
of the complexity to make kind of the navigation simple.
It's like it's a heavy write process to make it a really easy read or traverse process.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of different places we could go. I think we should talk about Colossus a little bit, but before we're talking about AI and your system. Something I ask everybody is about AI psychosis. Like, what is your AI psychosis, or what? Like, people define it all different ways, and it kind of tells you more about their own psychosis. By the way, your mouse is over your video. If you move your mouse a little bit, it's kind of like your zippers down on the Slop.Computer kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
All good. Yeah. Okay, AI. No, it does not matter. All 6 of our viewers will be disgusted. No. Tell me about your AI psychosis, though. What is, if you were sitting with your psychiatrist and she's an AI psychiatrist, what would you tell her your AI psychosis?
It's all legal stuff.
Oh, fuck.
Going to Colossus for sure.
Yeah.
You're researching credit card processing, ordering, legal implications, and finding them out. And you, like, this is why you should never use AI as your fucking lawyer, is because whatever you want is what it wants, and so you're like, hey, yeah, I don't really like, I think that this is wrong. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like that is wrong. Like, the Bank Secrecy Act does not apply to you. And you're like, well, that's when you get in trouble. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's the big one. And then the other thing is, like, I've subbed it for, like, everything that I might have Google searched. Like, dude, I went on a trip to LA to meet a vendor. I booked the whole thing for my entire family on points, and I had like the AI like execute it. Oh, it was so good. It did all the transfers. It did all the fucking finding and like all the like little fine print. It, like, dude, it even like busted into like the Delta chat and started like chatting with the fucking the Delta agent.
Have your agent talk to my agent.
Dude, yes. It was amazing. And, like, it took me, the whole process of doing that took me like maybe like 2 hours or so, but like it probably would have been like a multi-day process or like an inferior process.
And
used like a companion seat. Yeah.
With that context. And then you have a fucking problem and you're on the plane and you need to rebook. Brother, rebook me. Boom,
yes,
he's gonna go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, when I was at the hotel in LA, I took my, like, because it's on my laptop, so
yeah.
I normally have my laptop plugged in upstairs on like on my phone. Blah, blah, blah. I had like my laptop, I like plugged it in, like cracked it open and like stuck it in a drawer in the bathroom and like closed it as like my personal server. Like, I think there's actually a market for that. Like the remote server that you're running on, because like Codex needs context. Maybe that'll be the next thing I build, but it needs like context, and so it like needs to be able to access a browser, needs to be able to like you can only build so many CLIs for it to check GitHub before it actually needs to like go look at the UI, see what you're seeing.
And that was kind of the Mac Mini craze and OpenClaw and everyone running it. And isolation is good. But you're right. It needs like its own little operating system. You need to let it like just give it like log into your Google so it's got your Gmail or whatever it needs, and then just like let it rip on that. One thing that I've been pilled on like basically last night is Linux. Like, of course, I've loved Linux. Everything runs on Linux, but like I'm never going to use Linux as my daily driver because it's such a pain in the ass. Going back to, like, are you spending 80% of your time working and 20% of your time messing with your OS or learning AI or whatever the 80-20 is here? But like with Linux, it was 80% just tweaking the thing and getting the driver installed.
You turn it on one day and you boot into Grub and you're like, fuck, I'm supposed to be on a call in a minute,
Yes, and there's no way. Yep. So, but AI fixes this though. With AI,
100%.
Yes,
it's like it's so much better now. Yeah, all the stuff that you would normally be fixing, you're like, it's like, oh, actually, you need to fucking get apt whatever, like this like random
install
package,
build
essentials.
Driver.
Oh, you didn't have G++ when you downloaded,
and it just knows, man. Like, I got Linux boxes and I just let it SSH in, and it's like, oh yeah, here's this like random esoteric thing, like knowledge you needed to fix this. I'm gonna fix it for you. It's like,
oh, you want Nano, buddy? Dude? We loaded Vim. You're like, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, yeah, all that stuff. It's like
there's no tabs and spaces arguments. Yes, dude, do what you do. Let it rip.
What do you do? Was it is your Xorg configs all fucked up? We can't like boot into X11 or whatever. You're like, or I have a wireless card and my wireless card isn't set up, or
it's like a 2-day problem pre-AI. And
I'm knowing the string of the chip for my audio, like the string of the name for my audio chips, like RTL 8326 or whatever. I'm like in the fucking forums,
No. Yeah. None of that. So I'm recently pulled on Linux as a daily driver because AI can just express your intent, fix this video driver, and it just goes and does it. Like all of a sudden that becomes way more attractive because I'm a Mac guy. I've been a Mac guy for like 20 years or something. But like back in the day when I had Linux, it was like very empowering to be like, I can tinker with my operating system. I just spent all the time tinkering. But now I think we're hitting a new inflection point with AI that like you could use Linux as your daily driver and your tinkering could be, instantaneous or quick. And then that could be this machine that you're talking about too, of like, I need a machine somewhere else that's isolated. Like it's going to cost half as much and you're going to run on open source hardware. You can't do that with a Mac. And that's kind of interesting. Okay. Colossus. Let's talk about Colossus. Look, I got you right here. I got a card. Tell me what I can do with this thing. I've got a card reader and I've got cards. Are you telling me I could just like program this thing and go spend money? Like what can I do with this thing?
Totally. So we're wow. All right. Sorry.
Here we go. Back up.
Colossus is a stablecoin credit card network. It settles instantly and non-custodially using credit cards. We use all the same stack that you might be used to, which is it's called EMBCO. It's like EIPs basically for credit cards. They're the standards at work. And so we use EMBCO cards, terminals, something called
what was that word?
Terminals.
Okay, like a pay terminal, like the little thing. Yeah. Yep. Got it.
These guys.
Yep.
And then we use standard terminals. Standard kernels. They have like it's actually fascinating, the embedded applications for when you tap your card or whatever, what gets executed in the kernel. But we use the same kernels, we use the same wire protocols, but the sauce of what we're doing is when you tap your card through that same existing software and stack, we're able to sign a message, and that signed message is used to non-custodially move stablecoins from the cardholder's wallet into the merchant or the acquirer's wallet.
X402 style, like 309 EIP 3009 or whatever it is.
Not X402.
Okay.
It's like we use account abstraction, ERC 4337.
Okay.
ERC 4337. We wrote a custom validator. So they have.
So it's like a meta transaction that is signed by them. And
the godfather of meta transactions. That's what I called you the other day. Yeah.
I didn't invent anything. Like it was already invented. I just showed people how to use it.
But you made it clear.
Yes.
Yeah. I think AirSwap was doing something similar, but like, you were about that. It's a fascinating thing. You sign the message. That the signed message comes from just like tapping it at the terminal under the same.
So there's
conditions.
like a private key inside this card.
Yeah. All cards have private
can
keys
do an ECDSA or some kind of signature.
So we also do programming on the on your hang on. Well, let's see if my server's not active right now. But anyway, we do over the air programming too. So we like personalize the card. You like tap it on your phone, and when you tap it on your phone, inside the card, it generates its own keys because it has certified, like on NIST, whatever, some NIST standard for certified randomness. So
randomness, yeah. Okay.
And
so it rolls the dice 1,000
rolls
times.
The dice,
yeah.
Picks its own card, picks its own keys. Only ever passes the public key to us.
So that the private key never leaves that device, and it's probably hard to get off the device.
Can't get it off. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
without like $20,000 worth of oscilloscopes and stuff.
Yeah. Something you have to do something weird, like an X-ray machine with like I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know. Like, but these things are like hard. When I was in the military, we'd have like the CAT card, which is like our ID card, would have one of these in it too, because it's like hardened, basically.
Okay, so I understand generalized technology. I kind of know how to do technology things. I know how to write smart contracts and stable coins, but I have no idea like what there is to learn about how these cards work. And I remember you tweeting something like there's only like 8 people in the world who understand how credit card networks work.
Yeah.
Can you give me like a TLDR? Like, what is the TLDR? Like, what have you learned?
Yeah. So there's a lot to it. I would say like there's the technology side that we talked about, which is like, Java cards, the embedded programming of that to meet EMV co standards, AIDs, bins, and then like wire protocols, kernels, like all of that, like the tech side, like, then there's the business side, which is how settlement works after you go from the terminal to like once it leaves the terminal, like where does it go? Like the fucking merchant just gets dollars in their bank account and a statement. They go, this is great. But that message that you have goes from the terminal, goes up to an acquirer. Acquirer is like the guy who got the merchant the terminal or one of his affiliates. And
it goes to you, right? It's got to hit your
in our setup. Yeah, it goes to us, which is like a shortcut because typically when the acquirer goes, they have to talk to a couple of places. First, they have to talk to Visa. They have to talk to the issuer processor. The issuer processor is like they basically have the HSMs and everything, and they go, yeah, that's like a valid transaction or whatever. And then and the issuer processor, typically some of this is like a little bit, it varies from implementation to implementation, but the issuer processor talks to the bank or the issuer and ensures the funds are good. Then the acquirer then goes to make settlement with the issuer, who's like they'll go to like set up a bank transfer. And then that's a whole other like ISO. And then once it's sure that like the funds are locked, and then it initiates the transfer and then comes back down, and you get like an approve or decline. But there's the funds aren't really good until they've landed in the acquirer's bank account, which is like why you overdraft or why you go negative. You can go negative on your accounts because nothing's real time, nothing's settled.
So that's the traditional path, and you're saying that you shortcut that by you tap this, and they sign a message with the private key that's on the thing. You tap the terminal, and the terminal basically takes all that information and sends it to your server. I think. So
the terminal talks to host, which is the acquirer.
Okay.
And the acquirer, instead of going out and like making all these different like connections, they just send the message to us, and it's in a format called ISO 8583. And we take the ISO 8583 message, we translate it into EVM speak, like so that like fits into the RPC, and then we get the response from the transaction back, and then we translate it back into ISO 8583, and then we send that back down the wire to the acquirer. Who then
the response of the you make an on-chain transaction, make sure that the signed message actually like lands in a block, and then you return it.
We're kind of like using pre-confirmations because the timing budgets are really tight. We have like a really slow system is in between 1 and 3 seconds, and so
you're not waiting for a fucking Ethereum block.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly. So we get pre-confirmation, and then from that pre-confirmation we translate it ISO 8583, and that's what terminals speak. And so the acquirer just passes it back down to the terminal. It shows as an approve or decline. And then the stable coins are already in the merchant's wallet by the time it says approve.
And does it eventually land on mainnet Ethereum, or does it land on an L2?
Yeah. Well, it lands. We do pre-confirmation on an L2.
Okay.
And then the L2 as it like makes its way up.
Which L2 are you using for that?
We'll use any of them.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no we're
all you need is stablecoin settlement, and that
yeah,
works in any
stablecoin, and we
EVM
need to be able
compatible
to
L2.
yeah, we need zero dev support. That's who got bought by Arbitrum. There we go. That's the other.
Zero dev support?
Yeah. You know
What's
zero
that?
dev? Oh shit, dude. I'll put you on some game. That's
Okay.
that is the best framework for ERC 4337.
Okay.
Hands down. It's like it's so good. And I tested all of them back when I was building Untitled. We went through and did a rigorous testing on all of the different things have changed now. Like there's like lots of like custodial or pseudo custodial options or ones that are all rolled together. But zero dev is like, yeah, if you believe in like decentralized UX that feels like it's not decentralized.
You know I do.
This is it.
Cool.
You get these guys, and then you get then they have a passkey validator. So you set up the passkey validator, and so you can just use passkeys on the websites, and it'll just take that as a signature.
Dope. Okay. I probably have hold you for two, or are making sure you don't have like another call right now.
Let me just check. I think
you might.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's okay. We can dip if we got to dip.
Shit.
Do you?
No.
Last. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm open to talk about any interesting things, but I think you've gone on the journey. We've talked. You were on my PMFers podcast. You've gone through sushi swap drama. You've gone through the drama of working for the man for a little while. Mm-hmm. You've burned the midnight oil and posted tweets of your coffee every morning saying, "GM, I'm cooking the next thing." Like you've really like experienced it. And you even like still feel like this guy right before you launch the thing. Like what do you tell this guy? Is it really like the pickaxe and the diamonds are right there?
Yeah.
Or is there a place you need to be?
Pickaxe and diamonds. Yeah. I haven't had a success in so long that I was like, I was like, whatever. I just like I'm married to the game, and
hell yeah.
And I'll just like keep doing it, keep going out there, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. And, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, this is an instance where, it did work out. I'm very grateful for that. It could still explode in a fire car crash. We don't have any audits. I used V12. I can't afford audits,
Right. $1 audit. You got a $1 audit. I did.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
it was like 4 mediums. There was nothing.
I spent like $2,000 on V12, and ran that thing like a bunch of different times.
The Zelic thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really good. No shade. I haven't had the time to use dollar audit at the moment. Just
I ran your thing through it anyways. I paid the $1. Don't worry.
Hell yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say? So yeah, it could still explode in a fiery wreck. There's like governance risk. There's smart contract risk, but it does feel good to see that there are people using it. Colossus itself, like we're very close to closing I'd say a pretty significant deal. So I'm just kind of doing the Jack Dorsey thing, which is exciting too, to get like kind of two successful things going at the same time. For somebody who has had, 0 successful things going for so long. It feels. Did you see that tweet, dude? That was the banger, dude. What was it? The last 10 years of me being a fuck up loser.
Oh yes,
was performance art.
Performance art. You sit by a chess table. Yes. That was a great tweet. But I saw that and I had this feeling of empathy, and I felt you, and I felt where you were, and it was just like, this is so fucking cool, man. Like, I'm so proud of you. You've Thanks. Done good stuff. But 0 to 10, you said you will keep doing this, and sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And a bear market has really humbled us that we're not geniuses. 0 to 10, like, how much of this was luck?
So much of it was luck. It was like so much of it was luck. It like environment probably. Yeah. I'd say environment probably plays like 70%, okay. Right? So it's like
7 out of 10
Robinhood, like
yes.
Robinhood is hot.
Yep.
The category of RWAs is hot.
Yep.
Nobody gives a shit about a radix tree, you know?
Right.
There isn't anybody who's like, oh, God, what if the matching was a radix tree? And... yes. So like environment is everything, and it just happened to be at the time that we're at like this inflection point for Ethereum too, and so like things lined up. I think I felt something similar when I launched Astaria, like our V2 version. That was a moment when
Astaria was NFT lending, right?
Yeah. And like which like never really got any traction to be fair.
It sounded good.
Yeah.
It sounded like that was the next thing.
Sounds like people would want to borrow against their NFTs. Apparently not. And then also like we took too long to launch it. Whatever. And anyway,
NFTs
when we launched our V2,
like 2 good NFTs.
It was we had pivoted to lending against anything. And you could really lend against anything, not like stuff with oracles. Like, and degen had just started popping on fucking what's the name of that Farcaster?
Yep.
Yeah, so it started popping on Farcaster, and like we had gotten a lot of traffic of people like wanting to borrow against their degen, and it was like, it's working. It was working for a little bit, and it's like exciting. But, you know, it can just go away at any moment.
All right, Claude. I'm going to send Claude to ask the next question. He like looks at the transcript, looks at your history. Let's see what he's got.
Next market on Deep State. SPI, Tesla, or SpaceX? And which one gets you sued?
All of them.
There is some interesting legal risk here, right? Like when I was asking my bot about like how I go about getting some deep, it was like basically you're going to end up with NVIDIA, and as a U.S. citizen, you're not allowed to hold the NVIDIA or something like that. Is that true or is that false?
I don't know.
Okay.
I also don't want to comment on it.
No comment.
I don't want to comment on it. Yeah, I don't know. I like all opinions of Deep State Incorporated are subject to blah blah blah. I don't know. I really don't know, and I also don't care. I think that's the whole point of decentralization, in my view. It's like there's, you want to stay out of trouble, but the part of why Polymarket could exist is that nobody could stop it. They probably wanted to fucking stop Polymarket only when they became a player or something, right? But the decentralization is what enabled them to kind of boil the regulatory frog on that.
Which is the kind of thing that you need to build on chain. If you're thinking about what kinds of mechanisms, you need to build things that actually need to be on chain, that need to be censorship resistant, that need to be open source. Okay, this drives me to probably my last question, which is mainnet. None of this stuff really lives on Ethereum mainnet. You're probably not settling credit card transactions on Ethereum mainnet. You're not building deep stake on Ethereum mainnet.
Right.
Where does Ethereum mainnet play into it? And is it Ethereum mainnet needs to change more toward you, or you need to change more toward Ethereum mainnet?
I think we had the right design when we built I think we had the right design before we pivoted to L2s when we had sharding, but I think the right design was L2s. If we could get atomic generic cross L2 transactions, that would allow us a lot more flexibility. I think this pivot to mainnet is like a meme. And they're the gas is relatively cheap. And it has, and it's a lot more functional today than it was before, but I just don't think it's realistic, and it should continue, in my view, to be the backbone that allows L2s to operate.
Okay, so you think Ethereum in the future is more of a settlement layer, and the L2 thesis is going to play out because it's going to be things like credit card processing and things that need to go fast.
Application specific is the future.
Okay, application specific L2s.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to do something different. Like generalized EVM is not going to win. There's already, we got the bald guy and the guy with all the hair fighting over that already. You're not going to win that battle. You need to, and I guess the guy with all the hair came out of nowhere. And
right.
But anyways, which we have here today. What do you think of ETH economic zone? What do you think of this like kind of atomic ZK proof?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I mean,
It is
anything
kind of what you're
ZK
talking
is
about,
cool, you know?
Yeah. I think it's what you're talking about. Basically getting atomic from L2 to L1, and it does it by like creating this kind of like menu on both sides, and if you need something atomically from L1, it actually like stubs it out on the L2 and provides it atomically. I don't know. I think it's
okay. That's interesting. I'll have to check it out. Like one of the design choices that we made about L2s was kind of so shards were the original idea before L2s. L2s were kind of like optimistic rollups were like just becoming an idea. They weren't really fully formed. And the reason that we went with L2s and optimistic rollups as opposed to shards was two things. The first one was cascading reorgs. So reorgs that would happen on mainnet cascaded to
that's still going to have to happen
all of the
here.
Shards.
Like what happens when a reorg happens? Some wild shit happens.
Same problem, right? So the cascading reorgs was the first problem, and the second problem was we didn't want to have to, like, as you know, I totally respect the engineering decisions, like making this should be generic, and we don't want to make any changes to the L1 to enable L2s. Well, guess what? We did anyway. So we built all the like data availability infrastructure. We repriced gas. We created like a bunch of like really specific EIPs to decrease the cost of call data. Like all of these things that we did. So like my point is that we made the exact same engineering decision, but worse. And so my thesis about this is that we need an orchestration layer that allows, maybe this is like what economic zone is trying to do, but we need an orchestration layer that allows us at least L2 to L2 atomic transactions that you know, it doesn't have to be every block, but like every L2 block, but let's say like every 12th L2 block, we can compose across multiple L2s in one atomic transaction. That will allow us to do stuff like have a Uniswap chain, like a uni chain that doesn't need to have any other stuff. Like we could have an Aave chain,
is
right?
For Unichain, or the
this
liquidity
was the
on
real
L1.
tragedy for our economic design was like was having that by
fractured.
We fractured liquidity, and then now like where we have actually a crazy amount of liquidity across the ecosystem, it doesn't matter because we have to like kind of like spread it out. So Robinhood chain launches, you got to have, you know, now the Uniswap deployment, you got to have the Sushi deployment. We got to bring liquidity to those. It just doesn't make any sense.
Hell yeah, man. I don't know. Any closing thoughts? You want to play a round of putt with me here?
Yeah, let's play around.
Claude close us out. And you just hit start. I think it's right up here. You got to join in the game, and then you're ready to go. Yeah.
Dude, this the way the finger points it like trips me out.
And it's got 6 fingers. You notice the?
Oh no!
yeah. It's the slop, man. You're in the slop.
I love the theme of everything in here. Like this is so cool. Okay, all right. So how do I play this thing? I press button.
I need to hit start. Are you in? You're in. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have Claude close us out. There we go. He's got probably an outro for us. We'll get some music going. Yeah.
That's the show. Joseph DeLong, Deep State, a fully on-chain order book, 12 million a day. No audits, no control. Governance opens in 9 days.
Oh, yeah.
Losses, tap a card, sign a message. Settle stable coins in under 3 seconds.
So it's like
70% luck, he says. After 10 years of shipping, Ethereum's the backbone. App-specific L2s are the future. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, homies. Go build something. See you next time on the Slop.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how to play this thing.
You like grab your ball and pull back and let go. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I
thought I was I was trying to like swing at it. Okay, right here we go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Too much energy, or not enough energy.
Blunk.
All right.
You can see I've done this before. All right.
Dude,
Hell yeah, man.
This thing is like, this is crazy. Actually, the all the setup that you have for this, it's actually fascinating that you were able to get this and not just build it, but that you were able to build it and it's not breaking all the time.
It's not crashing. Yes, I think this is another form of psychosis. Is you're constantly spending time fucking fixing fixing the mistakes. I'm laying up here. I'm gonna play like right over there, and then
it randomly generates.
It's deterministic based on the name. So Sunset Links, it just like comes up with a name every time, and then that's deterministic. So if we like the hole we play, we could remember Sunset Links, and we can come back and play that again.
So that's like some AI psychosis right there.
Yeah.
Like,
here we go.
This is
yeah.
My favorite AI psychosis is like somebody pointed out on Twitter the other day, which is like they like the people who love graphs, like they'll make all these like graphs about all right.
Yeah, they constantly have a graph about something. Is that what you're saying? And it like
they'll have like all these like visualizations. It'll be like it'll be like they'll have
and
like
it looks cool.
Exactly. It looks like hackers basically. And
but like, what are you actually accomplishing?
They're not. They're not. And then anybody who tells you that they're using a shitload of tokens, they're also.
What are you doing? Too. Yep. Except for the guys who are using the tokens to train local models to make them a little bit better. Like, I feel like that's a loop where you like. There's some RL loops, I guess, that you basically like the amount of tokens you spend is equal or is, causal to the amount of things you get out. But generally, they're all LARPing. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
I would say like was it like
this windmill's kicking your ass,
dude. The what were they called? Deep State's like one of the most complicated things I've built in years. It's the first time I've ever run out of tokens.
Yeah.
And I actually wound up having to refill tokens. Like I spent probably like another like 2,500 on tokens. It really has crazy physics here. Okay. So like that was like the first time, and I've seen people who are like, oh, you need to be allocating this much tokens or whatever. I was like, that's a LARP. You're not doing anything important with that money.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you got up here in the Slop.Computer while I got you and you're interested in it. There's all these different applications. I'll wait till you swing because I don't want to move the game out of the way. But if I move the game over here, like you've got a multi-sig basically, and so we would like have our cursors. Do you remember Party where it was like a multi-sig where everybody's cursor was in there? Yeah,
bro.
You've got that right here.
John Palmer is a goddamn genius.
Yes, he's an idea guy, man. He must be killing it right now. It's Idea Guy Summer. He's got to. He
got acquired by Stripe.
Oh, okay. So he's up on top of the building, drinking a Slurpee, taking his time.
I don't know what he's doing right now, but like
I should get him on.
Dude, have you seen? Yes, of course, dude. I loved his whole Idea Guy arc. Like it's like he would like patent, and then he had like the locked briefcase, and then he would like. But like to be honest, now like being an Ideas Guy is actually like a flex. Yeah. Because
out
you
of the
can
sand.
Yeah, damn, dude.
Yeah.
But his design firm area.tech is insane. Have you seen their designs?
Mm-mm.
They did like the TBPN logo. They did the TBPN logo, and then they did what else did they do? They did the Uniswap redesign that happened in 2021.
Oh yeah, very good stuff.
No, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Let's pull that open. It's crazy. Yes, dude, that's his OpenAI designs that they rejected.
Which one am I clicking on? OpenAI. Okay.
I mean, the OpenAI ones are next level.
Yeah, you really want this to have like the super intelligence kind of vibe.
Yeah, OpenAI has like the worst logo set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, to shill you on the Slop.Computer a little bit, it's very cyberpunk. Like you have a multi-sig, and then you have a browser, And so we could go to Uniswap right now, and I could propose a transaction,
Ethereum.
and it will push it into the multi-sig. We can even talk to the multi-sig. So there's like a talk to your wallet. I could just tell it to swap, and it would swap. There's private voting with Interfold on mainnet. As soon as this goes live, you can hold a vote here that's completely private. There's shielded transactions right here with the Kohaku CLI. There's
what's Kohaku?
Kohaku is a privacy wallet coming out of the EF. It's kind of like they forked Ambire, I think, and made a Railgun implementation where the money goes into Railgun and comes back out. But there's like chess, there's poker. I can set up a poker game right now between a bunch of AI agents for real money. Right here. so much wild shit. All right, I'm going for
I
a
love that.
Here we go.
I wonder about that. So here's another idea that I've had for years that just takes too long to implement, which was consensus by chess would be a blockchain where
it's deterministic.
Yeah, well, like we both have we determine who the leader, the elected leader, block proposer is based on a chess tournament.
Neat.
Yeah.
And it has to happen like really quickly, then, right? Like, is that every block? How often is that? Like, there would be a tournament every block.
Yeah, it would be like high speed trading, basically.
Cool. All right, man. So much good conversation here. Thank you very much. Keep shipping cool things. Yeah. The man, Joe DeLong. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Really appreciate it. Come on, mainnet, man.
It was excellent.
Yeah. I know it's going to be a settlement layer, but let's get some products on Ethereum too. Don't you think?
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Only a matter of time. All right. See y'all.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you.